Hello, everyone. I am excited to be here today with Kmetris Hunt. She is a author, and my name is Spirit Linda Davenport, and I am a self-love teacher and a spiritual guide. And so it is an honor to be here with you, Kmetris, sharing your story, your history about what you've gone through. And I know that you're not alone, what you're about to share with us, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know you're excited to be here, as I am, to share your wisdom and your knowledge. So without further ado, let's just do it.
Okay.
Okay, you are the author of a wonderful book here, Screaming from the Inside. Wow, what a wonderful title. What a wonderful title.
Thank
Because as a spiritual guide, I know that we hold a lot inside us. And the trauma that we hold inside of us, it oftentimes affects our relationships, our work, our relationship with family, with friends, and others. So that is a wonderful, wonderful title that you have. So, what's behind the title?
Well, the title speaks of my story of a little girl who did not have a voice. I was, and I think that's a question that's on the card as well, how I was molested from the age of 10 to 14 in my own home by my mother's husband. And so I did not have a voice. I was screaming from the inside, but no one could hear me. I would go to school every day. I would smile. You know, I would continue to act as if nothing was going on in my home, but I wanted someone to see my screams, but no one could see it. I wanted someone to hear my cry, but they were on the inside. And so a lot of times we live in a space where we feel we have no voice.
Absolutely.
We feel that we have no outlet, no one can hear us. And I talk about that in my book. There's a passage where I talk about how, you know, you're hoping someone can hear you. You're hoping someone can see you. They could just look at you and see that there's a cry there. But you have no outside voice, because that outside voice has been manipulated. You have been, fear has come upon you. That outside voice cannot be heard because of all of the trauma and all of the damage that has been done to you. And so that's what the title it stems from, how you just feel like you have no voice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what a beautiful title. And one thing I want to say to you is that occurred to you when you were a child, and it's very important for us to remind people and children and others who have been sexually molested or sexually assaulted that it's not your fault.
Absolutely.
It's not your fault. And we want you viewers to understand, if you have experienced something like this, that it's not your fault either. So I wanted to get that out there and say that. And so the next thing I want to ask you, Kmetris, is what age were you when this particularly started?
Well, just as I said, I was 10.
You were 10. 10 years old.
Yep. And
Yeah.
so to age 14.
To the
And
age
so
14?
Yes, ma'am. And so at age 14, you know, of course, all of these years, I'm plotting my getaway.
Yeah.
I'm plotting how I can get out. And so at age 14, I finally got the courage to, you know, run away from home. And that particular night, I was not only raped, molested, but I was also beaten to the point of my blood vessels were broken. I ran away from home. I went straight to the police, and they took me to the hospital. And I ended up in the custody of DCFS for only about a week. They brought him in, gave him a lie detector test. He passed it and sent him right back home. And I was, like I said,
They brought the offender
yes,
in.
yes. And he passed the lie detector test. So they believed me, but, you know, I don't, you know, justice, I don't know about the justice system. But anyway, so I was in in an all-girls group home for about a week. And they said that I could go back home. Social service said that I could go back home. And if you know, they had told my mom, you know, he has to be out of the home in order for me to go back home. Well, he wasn't out of the home. They pretty much, you know, lied and said he was out of the home, but he wasn't. And I went back home. And mind you, I was being threatened all of these years not to tell. I was being threatened. So
that's usually
yeah,
the way
absolutely.
the way perpetrators, they threaten you. They threaten you. If you tell anyone, then we're going to do something to your parents and do something to. So yes, that's not uncommon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So let me ask you this. What is one, if you had to share something with the audience and people who have gone through what you experienced and what your book is all about, what is a point that you would like to share with them, just to prepare them for what's coming up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're going to have a deep, in-depth conversation with Kmetris on December 1st. So this is just to give you all just a little hint of what she has to come, what she's coming with.
Well, I want to leave with the audience this statement right here, this quote: "You cannot overcome what you will not face." And so that's my motto. You cannot overcome what you will not face. And a lot of times we just, you know, hide things and we just brush them under the rug. And especially in our culture, sometimes, you know, in the Black family, there are so many secrets. There are so many things hidden. And there are so many hurting, damaging adults in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and
Absolutely.
60s. How do I know? Because
Absolutely.
I've lived it. And as soon as I came out with my story, I've gotten so many other stories in my inbox. I received so many people I've known for years. These things have happened to them. But the reason why we can't overcome, the reason why we can't heal from it is because we've never faced it. Because facing it means somebody may walk away from you. Facing it means somebody might get mad at you. Facing it means you may have to expose it. And so that's the hard part, because you have to expose it, you have to bring it out.
You have to shine the light on it.
Exactly.
You have to shine the light on it. And
Which
what's in
means
the dark.
which means put yourself on the line.
Yeah.
And so when the Lord told me to write the book, of course I battled with it.
Yeah.
And then he began to say to me, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. Our purpose in this earth is bigger than us.
Absolutely.
And so when you know that it's bigger than you, and he says to you, will you do it for another child?
That's right.
Will you do it for another man,
Yes.
another woman? Because it's not just girls, but it's boys too that it's
Absolutely.
happened to, men as
Absolutely.
well. And they are afraid to come out with their stories.
Well, the stats say is that 1 in every 3 women that are in a room has been sexually assaulted. So if you got 6 women in a space, there's 3 of them.
Yes.
So this is something that is not, it's widespread, you
Yes.
know. So it is happening, and it is quiet, and it is taboo. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Now, Kmetris, what insight would you want to give someone? You just shared a lot with us, and we appreciate that. But I want you to come up with another golden nugget to share with us that you just want to give someone, speak to someone who is experiencing, speak to that little girl out there who's quiet and she doesn't want to tell, but this is happening to her right now. And these are family members that have done this to her. And let her know that it is the adult's responsibility to protect the children. So there is no shame to be associated with this. So I want you to speak from your heart of hearts and just be able to share that with someone who's really waiting to hear that right now.
Absolutely. I have a part in my book titled, You Are Not What Happened to You. You are not what happened to you. You're bigger than what happened to you. I want to talk to that little girl, that little boy. You're bigger than what happened to you. You're better than what happened to you. It's not your fault. It's called identity crisis. And so when you're trying to figure out who you are, you're bigger than that. You know, in Genesis, the Bible tells us we were created in his image and in his likeness. He gave us dominion, power, and authority.
That's
so
right.
Which means we're bigger than what happened to us. And what I want to say, use what happened to you
Yes.
to his glory. Use what happened to you to your benefit and to
Yes.
your advantage. Don't be a victim, but be a victor. You are an overcomer. You can do it. You can press past it.
Yes.
How do I know? Because I did.
Wow. Wow. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, stay tuned because December 1st, we're coming back and she's going to really dive deeper into screaming from the inside. Thank you all.
Thank you. You did a great job.